She needs to step down, okay? She needs to step down. Why hasn't she stepped down? Not only has she not stepped down, she hasn't even apologized. By the way, for those of you who don't know, she should have already endorsed him because she's the senator from New York, so why the fuck haven't you endorsed the nominee? Yes, that is our racist, Islamophobic, bigoted senator from New York, Kirsten Gillibrand, who went on a show the other day, a radio station, to smear Zohran Mamdani, claiming that he supported violence, that he supported Hamas. Like, it's so embarrassing. I'm gonna play a little bit for you guys because you need to hear it yourself. Oh, it's so embarrassing. And then, let's just, okay, listen.
The caller is exactly the New York constituents that I've spoken to that are alarmed. They are alarmed by past public statements. They are alarmed by past positions, particularly references to global jihad. This is a very serious issue because people that glorify the slaughter of Jews create fear in our communities.
That is a vicious lie. What in the fucking Islamophobia was that? It's also amazing how she lies and says that he's calling for violence when the Israeli regime is actually committing violence.
I received a letter for the funding to protect synagogues and churches and temples and places of worship across our city and state. And these are things that he has assured me in my one conversation that he will protect everyone. But I understand why people are concerned because of past statements. And so this is just an issue that I will work with him on for sure.
I just feel compelled to say we can find no evidence that he has supported Hamas or has supported violent jihad, as that caller was asserting. Can you?
Again, Brian, I don't have all the data and information, and I've never sat down.
So why are you speaking on it? So you just admitted that you didn't know because you didn't have all the data and you didn't have all the information. Why the fuck did you fix your lips to fucking talk about it then? This is fucking outrageous. Like, seriously, if this was said about any other group, they would have fucking resigned already. I want you guys to remember that this is the same fucking hack that ousted Al Franken in 2019 on no evidence for anything just because she thought it would help her run for president. Yeah, she ran for president, LOL. Calling a Muslim person a jihadist is actually a bigoted racist slur and it should be treated as such. She literally sat there and is like, yeah, I'm gonna lie and I'm going to smear his name and I'm going to call him an anti-Semite and I'm going to say that he wants global jihad and I'm going to say he's a Hamas supporter. And then when you go, do you have any evidence for that? You're like, well, no, I haven't talked to him yet. I don't know. Maybe you should have talked to him first, you fucking hack.
Monday, but which he says are not calls for violence because intifada is a much broader term involving all kinds of uprisings and resistance and things like that. So I just want to be clear about how at least he defines it. And maybe he needs to be more clear. I don't mean this. I don't mean that. He did say here that he didn't want to be the word police, even as the mayor of New York, if he's elected.
What the host is referencing there is that he had a conversation with Zohran a few days ago where Zohran explained what that term meant to him and many other people. And this was her response.
Your exchange with him, but if I was speaking to him directly, I would simply say that is not how the words are received. And it doesn't matter what meaning you have in your brain, it is not how the word is received. And when you use a word like intifada to many Jewish Americans and Jewish New Yorkers, that means you are permissive for violence against Jews. It is a serious word. It is a word that has deep meaning. It has been used for wars across time and violence and destruction and slaughter and murder against the Jews. It is a harmful, hurtful, inappropriate word for anyone who wants to represent a city as diverse as New York.
It's funny that she's like, that's unacceptable for a diverse city like New York. You know what? Your racism and Islamophobia is really unacceptable for a state that has so many Muslims. That's not how the word is received. Cool story. White racists said that they felt very threatened by the term Black Lives Matter because they weren't receiving it that way. You know what people did, like rational people did, when white people cried about that and said like, oh my gosh, all lives matter. It's so like rude if you guys say Black Lives Matter because we receive it differently. People rightfully mocked people like that and said, you're ridiculous. That's not what it means. You don't get to tell Arabs, Karen, what their language means and how they define their words. They did this same routine with From the River to the Sea. And you know what's funny is that they never have an issue with the fact that the right-wing Likud party has that in their founding charter. But you know what? If you want to play that game and talk about how certain terms shouldn't be said because it's a call for violence and it means violence in the way people receive it, then I've got a new list of words that you are no longer allowed to say and neither is anybody else because it is a call for violence against Arabs and Palestinians. Let's start with Judea and Samaria. You're not allowed to say that anymore. That is a call for violence. It's a call for genocide. It's a call for ethnic cleansing of the indigenous people that live in the occupied West Bank. Second, Eretz Israel. Not allowed to say that anymore, okay? That is a call to steal more land from other people and genocide the Palestinians. Third, no more Greater Israel. You're not allowed to say that anymore. That's literally a call for genocide and for imperialist expansion on all of the countries. Look at how small Palestine is. Palestine right there, how tiny it is. When they say Greater Israel, they mean all of these other countries that they want to overtake. That is a call for violence and genocide against all those indigenous people that live in the Middle East. So going forward, we should be condemning anybody that says that. And Karen Gillibrand should be called on to resign. Here's her DC office number.